Today I effed up by asking my fiance for a 23andMe kit for Christmas and accidentally blowing up his life. So I have always been into my family's genealogy. I keep a pretty detailed record of our family tree and enjoy tracing it back as far as I can. I have always wanted to try one of those DNA testing kits to see if there were any surprises in my genetic makeup, but could never justify the expense. Well, after seeing me add and remove the kits to my cart on Amazon multiple times over the years, my fiance surprised me with the 23andMe kit for Christmas last year, 2019. He bought himself one too, so we could read the results together. He has never really shared my hobby, but thought it would be something fun to do together. So we spit in the tubes and sent them off late last month, and 2 days ago we got the results back. Mine offered no surprises, 99.9% European. I'm pure white bread, just as all my research had led me to believe. Oh well, was still neat, and the trace and health aspects of the report gave me something to read. My fiance's on the other hand, oh boy. We live in Northern Ontario, Canada, in an area with a very large indigenous population, of which he believed himself to be. His mother was European, but his father is First Nations, with a very typical FN appearance, black hair, darker skin, etc. My fiance is the spitting image of his mother, but does have black hair. He's light skinned, but tans easily, and gets fairly dark. Both his parents and he have brown eyes, so nothing really ever stood out to make him question who his parents are. Well, his report said he was only 2% Native American, and that his Native American DNA came from his mother. His dad is 75% Native American and 25% Swedish, or so we have always been told by his side of the family. My fiance's report contained no Swedish DNA. To make matters worse, the part of the report that connects you with relatives suggested multiple people with a last name common in our town. Someone with that name is actually his godparent. He kinda laughed it off when we first saw the report, until last night when we had dinner with his sister and her husband, who like me is into genealogy. The topic of conversation turned to our results, and he told them about the oddity on his. Immediately his sister drained of color and proceeded to reveal to us that she had been told by her godmother, a close friend to their mother, years ago, that my fiance wasn't actually his dad's kid. His sister has a different father as well, from a relationship before my fiance's mom and dad met, and was raised by their grandmother, and it was the godmother that had told her about her, his sister's, own parentage when she was a teenager. Information their mother confirmed later, but had never offered up on her own, so she was a reliable source in many ways. The man she had been told was actually my fiance's father, has that same common name that showed up in the relative list. At this point my fiance starts freaking out. He's 34 years old and just been told that the man he has always known as his dad wasn't actually his birth father. He wanted some answers. Unfortunately, his mother and his sister's godmother both passed away last year, so neither is able to provide any. They did however have a third friend who was always part of the group and officiated both funerals last year. He called her and she confirmed everything. She also said that the man that raised him is aware that he isn't genetically related. Now, these two men haven't always had a great relationship, but they have made a lot of headway in the months since my fiance's mother passed away. He actually just signed over their house to us and gave us his mom's fairly new truck. If the man does know my fiance isn't his son by birth, he obviously does not care and sees him as his own. His name is on the birth certificate, and he doesn't seem to hold any ill will at all towards my fiance or his late wife. My fiance is deeply hurt. He doesn't understand why this would have been kept from him. He is very upset that his parentage is apparently an open secret, and is very curious to know who all in the family knew. He wants to talk to his dad. He has said, no matter what, the man that raised him will always be his dad, but I'm horribly worried that maybe the friend is wrong. and he doesn't actually know, and that the wonderful relationship they are finally building will come crashing down. I've convinced my fiance not to say anything for the time being, but who knows how long that will last. And maybe it shouldn't last. A Facebook search of his biological father has revealed 2 half-siblings and some nieces and nephews, all of whom live in our town and are within a few years of his age. He wants to approach them, but is unsure if that's the right thing to do. I know I'm excited at the prospect of being an uncle. We are a male-male couple who don't want kids of our own. I'm an only child and his maternal half-sister never had children, so this is really the only chance we ever have to be uncles. I'm not sure if attempting to build a relationship there is the right thing to do or not. For all we know, no one on that side has any idea my fiance even exists, though his sister suspects they do. We are gonna take his mom's friend that he called out for lunch next week and try to get some more information. I feel so terrible that my Christmas gift has brought this information out in the open. Never in a million years thought that he's become one of those horror stories you hear about. If anything, I thought I might, as the first thing my mom told me when I told her we were doing the tests was, don't be surprised if your dad isn't actually your dad. That was information I already had though, so I was prepared for it. Spoiler alert, my dad is my dad. Any man who takes on the task of raising a child that is not his own and never once lets that child feel like anything else than their own, that is one hell of a father. It's not easy, and a lot of dirtbags flake out. Your fiancé is so lucky to have had a dad for 30+ years and to still have that man. It's a flawed, painful, fucked up situation, but it sounds like it came from a place of love, and maybe that will help the healing after the shock wears off. Best of luck with your situation. That's what I told him too. I had a dirtbag father who decked out before I was born, and then had 2 dirtbag stepfathers over my childhood. I would have given anything for a dad like his. It's definitely why I'm hesitant for him to confront his dad at all. They are very different people, but in spite of that they do love each other so much. I don't want anything to ruin that. His dad worshipped his mom in ways I had never seen a man love a woman before. It does not surprise me that he would continue to keep the secret after she passed if she had asked him to, and I think it might devastate him more to know his son knows now than not being the birth father ever did. Wanting to be uncles in a family you don't even know sounds weird to me. If he's going to do anything, he needs to find his biological father and speak only to him. He might not have had any idea he had another child out there, and probably wouldn't want his entire family to find out before he gets a chance to process it. If his father has passed, there's no reason to try to stick him or yourself into other people's lives. He has a dad. He just lost his mother. Finding out he is unwanted by his father probably isn't the best thing for his mental health. These DNA kits are blowing the secrets in many families. Several people on both sides of my family have taken similar ones. Through that, I have learned that 2 people closely related to me have different fathers than they were led to believe. Also, being a person interested in family history, I struggle to know how to put it in my tree. Do I keep the records like we thought they were, or change the fathers based on the DNA evidence? Tough call. Best of luck as your significant other works through this. I hope it all works out in a positive way. As someone who comes from a complicated family, I will say the beautiful thing about family and live is that it's both limitless and self-definable. Your fiancé sounds like he has a dad who knows they aren't biologically related but doesn't care. It doesn't mean their relationship is perfect, and yes, maybe some of that comes from the situation, but it's what's in the heart, not the genes, that matters. Imho. Now, he has the chance to add to his family through his bio-dad's relations. Family and love aren't finite. Getting to know new siblings won't take anything away from his sister, for example. It's tough to realize things weren't what you thought, and that people were dishonest. But he has the choice to accept that and embrace the positives of learning he has more family than he thought, or to be bitter. I hope he chooses the former. Good luck. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. See you all later.